You see the rings, you see the championships, you see the statue, the signature shoes, the champagne in the locker room. You see the man who couldn't be stopped. Let me tell you what you don't see. You don't see the air-conditioned gymnasium at 3:30 a.m. when every other soul in Chicago was asleep. You don't see the sweat soaking through 5 different jerseys, the sound of the ball, the only sound in the world. You don't see the losses that tasted like ash, the defeats that made me want to burn the whole stadium down. You don't see the coach telling me, Michael, your defense is lazy. You'll never be an all-around player. Everyone wants to talk about talent, God-given talent, they call it. That's a word the weak use to excuse their own laziness. Talent is the spark, but the fire, the inferno that burns down every obstacle and lights up the whole arena, that is built on something far more brutal and durable than a gift. It's built on a singular, cold, hard truth that I live every single day. You are stronger than you think you are. Not maybe, not potentially, you are. But you have to be willing to bleed the doubt out to find it. I missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. 26 times I was trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. You ever wonder what that kind of failure does to your head? It can break you, shatter your confidence into a million pieces. Or you can look at the scoreboard, look at the clock, and realize I still have the next possession. The failure isn't the miss, the failure is the hesitation. The moment you choose to believe the doubt over the mission. The world will tell you no, your own tired body will scream stop. But the champion finds a way to answer, watch me. Let's talk about the wall. Every single one of you has one. Maybe it's the market collapsing, maybe it's the stack of debt, or maybe it's just the raw, paralyzing fatigue after 3 straight months of grinding for a dream nobody else even believes in. That wall is where most people turn around. They tap out, they say, this is where my limits are. But I never believed in limits. I only believed in plateaus, and a plateau is just a temporary parking spot you use to refuel before you punch through the ceiling. When I got cut from a high school varsity team, that was a wall. They told me I wasn't big enough, not good enough. You think I cried? Maybe I did for 5 minutes. Then I went to the junior varsity court and I practiced with the venom. I practiced like the person who cut me was standing right there watching every jump shot. I weaponized the rejection. I took the pain they inflicted and used it as jet fuel. That's the difference between a competitor and a champion. The competitor uses pain as an excuse to stop. The champion uses pain as a ruler, a measurement of how much more they have to give. When your lungs are burning, when your muscles are screaming for you to quit, that's not a signal to stop. That's a signal that you are now entering the territory where the weak drop off. That burn is the filter that separates the great from the good. Most people quit 1 rep before the true growth starts. They stop 1 mile before the second wind hits. They stop 1 phone call before the deal is made. They don't realize that the power they're looking for isn't on the other side of comfort. It's buried deep beneath the layer of exhaustion they refuse to push past. You have reserves you don't even know exist. That doubt in your gut, that's just weakness leaving the body. People ask me about my practice routine. They want the specific drills, the number of shots. They're looking for the formula. But what they miss is the mentality. You walk into the gym and you have 2 choices. You could practice just going through the motions to get the time in, or you can hunt. I hunted perfection. Every drill, every rep, every minute was a championship moment. If I was shooting free throws and missed one, I wasn't just disappointed, I was pissed. That missed shot was the reason we lost a hypothetical game. I created that pressure because pressure is where you find out who you really are. You have to set a standard for yourself that is so high, the outside world can't even see it. Your standard should be your only competition. When you hear the media, the critics, the fans, they're all noise. The only voice that matters is the one that tells you you gave less than your absolute best on that play. And if you hear that voice, you go back, you do the work again and again and again. Look at the famous flu game. It wasn't about a virus, it was about a commitment. My body was telling me to lie down, to quit, to be reasonable. Every cell was in revolt. But my mind was focused on the one thing I could control, the next possession. That moment wasn't heroic because of the baskets. It was heroic because it was a choice. It was the moment I looked the pain in the eye and said, you can try to take me, but you won't take this game. That's the power I'm talking about. You have the ability to separate the spirit from the suffering. You have the will to impose your desire on reality. That deeper strength, the strength you didn't think you had. It doesn't appear when things are easy. It only unlocks when you're truly fundamentally broken down and you still decide to stand up. You are a war machine designed for combat. Stop treating yourself like a porcelain doll. Break yourself down, build yourself back up. Stronger. The ultimate truth is simple. The most dangerous opponent you will ever face is the image you have of yourself as weak. You have been conditioned by comfort, by participation trophies, by a society that tells you it's okay to quit when it gets hard. But greatness is not polite. Greatness is earned in the silence, in the darkness, when the cameras are off and the cheering has stopped. That's when you decide if you're going to keep driving that stake into the ground or if you're going to walk away. I retired, came back, I retired again. Why? Because the game, the constant test of self, was the only thing that felt real. My greatest fear wasn't losing. It was not maximizing the gift, not squeezing every single drop of possibility out of the machine I was given. You think I came back because I needed more money or more fame? No. I came back because I knew there was a level of effort I hadn't reached yet, a championship I hadn't fought for yet, a version of myself that was still locked inside the cage of my own self-doubt. So here's your final challenge. Stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect mentor, or the perfect moment. You have the fuel right now. You have the will. You have the resilience hardwired into your DNA. When that voice tells you you're tired, when it tells you you've done enough, when it tells you to settle, I want you to look at that voice and say, I am stronger than I think I am, and I'm about to prove it right now. The power is not external. It is not in the shoes, the clothes, or the endorsements. It is in the commitment to the grind, in the ferocious, relentless refusal to be average. When you step onto your court, the gym, the office, the studio, the battlefield of your life, I don't want you thinking about failure or success. I want you thinking about effort. Give me the effort. Give me the absolute unforgiving maximum. The results will take care of themselves. Go find that stronger self. Go find your fire.